Hi guys, I'm Conrad again. Before I start, I just want to say if you are not subscribed to me, subscribe. I made an assumption last video and then I did the math and saw that it was like 200 views or something like that, and I have like 100 subs, so I was like, I don't think that everyone that watched the video was subbed to me. So, correction. This video, if it's not inherently clear by the Gfpm, it means Genix Frog Plant Monarch. It's the video that I put on Robbie's channel. I'd like to go into a little bit more detail about the deck, say some other stuff. First off though, if you've got Skype and you want to play me sometime, I'm totally up for it. My name on there is Conrad Selig, CONRAD.SELIG. Add me sometime, and so that I know who you are and that you came from YouTube. Put in the confirmation box that brain control is better than mind control. So, okay, getting on to the deck profile. I'm speaking pretty quickly right now because I've already done this video before, and YouTube doesn't allow videos that are over 15 minutes. You do the math. Second off, have you guys seen what's been going on with Egypt recently? That is crazy. And I'm so proud of the Egyptians right now that they're actually fighting the regime. But it kind of sucks because like they're up against an army. They're up against all of technology, essentially, because the government has the contracts. It's very interesting to see how technology, how it's advanced, and how that's playing a new role in the whole revolution kind of thing. I really hope that things go well for the Egyptians. I mean, I've seen revolutions like this in the past. Well, not me personally, but like in history books. And sometimes they go good, and other times they go really bad. Really bad. So, anyway, getting back on topic. Here's the deck. Oh, and also subscribe to this fierce guy. I'll make the annotations. I figured out how to do that. Okay. Alright, so I gotta explain the deck pretty quickly. Well, sort of quickly. I got 15 minutes. Last one took me 20. Sangan, this helps you search out your essential cards, which I'll tell you about soon. Now, the best first turn play, in my humble opinion, is to start your formula engine. Your formula engine, if you're not entirely sure, this is a level 2 tuner synchro monster that when it comes out you draw a card, and you can use it to synchro on your opponent's turn, which is kind of important for this card, which I'll talk about later. So you synchro by getting these on the field, and this automatically comes out every turn because I don't run that many back rows. And this, you have to discard a card to bring this out from your graveyard, but once you discard that card, you're going to get that card right back, and a new card as a new card from the deck. So this essentially throws away a card and draws you a new card every turn. And the ways to get this in the graveyard is, well, there's a Foolish Burial, which so slow on this uptake. Foolish, and then there's the 1-for-1, which you probably saw me show, and then there's these guys. Now these guys are really cool. When they come out, you send a water to the grave, and you can pull, well, I think you have to pull one of these out. And these are just a level 3 tuner, but they actually can make very specialized synchro monsters, like this guy. This guy is pretty broken. So the whole point of running this Gen X part is so that you can get your formula engine started to run. And once you have that run, you can start recycling your formulas and drawing even more cards. since you're drawing a lot of cards in this deck, it's a good idea to run Trag. And the also addition of the Trag is that you can steal your opponent's monsters. You run a lot of 3s in this deck. Your Debris Dragons are your 4s, so it makes this play really easy. And if you have this plus your formula, you can go essentially pretty much any synchro you want, with the exception of the Locomotion and the Shooting Star. And since you're running the Frog, you have to run the Monarchs. The good thing about these Monarchs are that they can clear essentially any card. If you're staring down like a Stardust, these will get it off the field, or like a Colossal Fighter, Shooting Star, whatever. These help you move cards off the field while getting you more pluses. Caius plus Gen X Controller equals the Locomotion 2, so that's always good. And then you have your Plant Synchro part. Now, the idea of the Plant Synchro part of the deck is to, and this is what differs the deck from Gen X Monarchs. The part of this is to be able to get out good, strong synchros, like Black Rose Dragon, for example, to wipe the field, or control the game with this big monster, or go different kind of synchros with these guys. I mean, there's a positive to using these in contrast to just running Gen X Monarchs, which their only real play is, besides the formula plays, is tribute, summon, poke, tribute, summon, poke, tribute, summon, poke. And that gets kind of boring. This spices things up and allows you to be more aggressive with the deck. Okay, so that's the monsters. 25 monsters, which leads to problems with Gravekeepers, which is one of the main reasons why I run double MST. So, first turn, I don't always get wrecked by the Royal Tribute. I also run the Cold Wave so I can make good Black Rose plays and clear off the field. Like, Black Rose is essential for this deck, as well as Gungnir. Let's be honest here. Okay, so the next the next spells I'm gonna have to talk about are the Averses. You're essentially going a lot of synchros in this deck. Like, let's say you go Undying, right? You pull this out and this. You can pitch this for this. This together makes your Armory Arm. Okay? If it's like turn 2 and you've already done this to make a formula, and you have this, then you can go, well, you bring this out again, make an Armory Arm, and then a Goyo. I mean, essentially, this gets you at least 2 cards or more in grave monsters for this. So these are always going, well, usually always going to be live. Always gotta put that little part into it. Usually, always. But they're going to be alive a lot. I mean, even against Gravekeepers earlier tonight, they were alive a lot. The deck runs Foolish and 1-for-1. This one gets rid of cards in your hand, and this one helps you get some of your monsters in grave. I mean, it usually sends away a Dandelion, which puts the 2 tokens on your field, and then you can synchro with the tokens with your Glow Bulb or your Spore, get more formulas, and which definitely helps. Definitely. These are probably the 2 strongest cards in the deck, if I'm going to be blunt about it. As well as this one. This one just is amazing in this deck. With whatever tons of tuners, this card is amazing. This essentially serves the same function as the Mind Control, except you have to use the Treeborn Frog with it. And this is a lot more liable to the Book Moon plays. So these are really good, but they're not amazing like the 3 restricted 1 cards I just showed you. So I mean, I like these so much and this so much that I also run this, which is essentially like a 5th one that's not even as good, but you have to run it. I mean, I think you have to run it for the deck. I'll talk about it in a second. And then staples. This, wow, just thank you, Konami. Synchro material, one of my new favorite cards. See, what I do is I make a formula, and then I use this on my opponent's turn to clear their monster away and get me their synchro. So since the formula is free, you know, because you pitched the Fishborg for the formula, and the formula draws you the card that you threw away. This card is like a, I want to say brain control or mind control, and since you're using it on your opponent's turn, this is essentially becoming a synchro that gets rid of your opponent's monster. So it's a +1, I think. I don't know. I'm testing it out right now, and I think it's probably gonna be good, but I don't know. Synchro deck and side deck, since I have 3-ish minutes. Okay, to the synchro deck first. Okay. Might as well just spread it out. Shooting Star Dragon, you know, the one that's on the mat. Locomotion, Scrap Dragon, Stardust, Colossal, BRD, Gungnir, Brio, Goyo, Sea Dragon. The reason why I run this is so I can formula into Gishilnodon. I mean, wait, no, Gungnir. Wow. Catastor, because you have to. Arm Your Arm. I rarely ever do the loop play. I usually just use this to synchro Fishborg and Undyne together, and then sync this with the formula to bring out Brio, and then I've got like 5 monsters engraved for the Avarice already. So dumb. And then like the 3 best cards in the deck. These broken cards. I'm gonna be really surprised if Konami doesn't hit this card, which I really don't want them to, because it's so nice, but I'm sure that it'll go like this, you know, down to 1. I can easily go through 3 a game. It's so nice. Okay, so I have some time left. Time to talk about the side deck. Talk about that last. 2 Ryos, because you know you got your decks like your Sabers and your Infernities, and you need a big monster out there. 2 My Body's a Shield, protect your monsters. I'm testing these 4 traps out in the side deck. This, I'm surprised it only made it. It's a beautiful card that I've loved for a number of years. The only problem with this is it doesn't really hurt Infernities, actually makes the whole situation worse. Well, it depends on what you put on top, though. But this I'm really thinking about. I mean, you can't really run traps that sit on the field and be continuous, because then you're locking your frog out. So you have to run stuff that you can either play from your hand, or that you can immediately use on essentially anything. And then I run double Fader, double Crow, and double Jinzo. These might become effect veilers, I don't know. I kind of like Jinzo. I think if he wasn't a machine, he'd be even better, but it happens. I'm not to edit this video, motherfucker. And then there's this card that's probably amazing in the deck. Well, not really. Whenever you play the deck, game 2, you're always going to see Crow or Crevice or Chain Disappearance or some stupid card that's going to ruin your day. And this gets you out of those bad situations. So if you ever run the deck, which I suggest, totally run this card. And that was my deck profile. This might be a little cut up, so